Zach, how'd you spend the time off? I saw some videos you at BYU, so would you just kind of take us through what you did when you went home in terms of football and getting away from it?
Yeah, it was a good chance to unplug, kind of reflect on, the first 5 games, how we've done, how I've done, what things I can improve on, and then just a little bit of time to just kind of work on what I wanted to work on. So I got to go home and see my family for a little bit, kind of unplug from, being out here for a minute, and that just made it even more exciting to come back, and I was able to work on some of the stuff I wanted to work on, throwing wise, with John Beck, of course, and we were able to just go through everything, and I thought it was a really, really productive week. It was definitely needed.
You made reference on social media about how you're still at a point in your career where you don't want the bye week. You just want to get back out there. Is a little piece of that also because of the opponent you guys are facing and how that game went for you the first time around?
No, not at all. I think it's exciting every single week. I wouldn't just say this because it's the Patriots, but I'm super excited for this week. Just a chance for us to get better, for me to get better, to apply the things that I've been working on. I think that's what makes football so fun. So I can't wait to get back out there and play these guys. I think it's going to be a blast. And that's really what that comment meant.
What do you feel like you learned the most out of that game? As you reflect on that game, what are some of the things specifically that you feel like you took out of that you can move forward with?
Yeah, just understanding, for one, obviously taking care of the ball, understanding what situations are, worth taking an op chance with one of our guys. Some of the situations that we had, I didn't feel like necessarily the throw was forcing it. Maybe the last one for sure, but the ones early on, I didn't necessarily think I was forcing the ball, but it was more of the fact that just like, is it worth the risk with how the game is going? How can I put my team in the best situation to go down the field? And sometimes it's not worth that risk. There is times where, it is, and we need to take those shots, but it's just, being smart and understanding that we were running the ball well, we were playing well on defense, and how can we just keep the ball in our hands so that we can go down the field and put something together.
If I could just quick follow on that. I know you've only seen a very small handful of NFL defenses, but Belichick is obviously, his numbers against rookie quarterbacks are pretty daunting. What was your takeaway about the things that they did to you at all? Was it anything different at all, or?
No, I mean it's exactly what we thought, and it's exactly what we've seen for a long time. I mean, they're primarily a man coverage team, and I think they just cause a lot of chaos. They do a good job of just disrupting timing and just doing a good job of getting guys off of what you want to do. Some disguises here and there, but I wouldn't say that's really what they're trying to do. They're an aggressive team that tries to just throw off the timing of me and the receivers, and so that's something we've been working on and looking to get better at, and so I'm excited to play these guys again.
Obviously, you learned a lot from that match, that first matchup. So going into this game, how do you balance, being aggressive? Well, obviously, last time there was some aggressiveness that got you in trouble. Balancing that aggressiveness while still being smart.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be chances in this game that we're going to have the one-on-one balls down the field, and when teams play man coverage, it's how many of those opportunities can we take advantage of? Can I give the receiver a good throw and let him go do it? He's on the team to do, and go up and get one, and then how can I just kind of decide what I feel like is a smart play, an aggressively smart play, or if it's not worth it, and maybe I just got to take the sack, honestly. And sometimes in situations it's better to just take the sack than just throw a ball up, and then when I can get out, throw the ball away, get it to my checkdowns, be able to just move through my progressions.
Zach, the first quarter slump with no points, what can you do as a quarterback to stop that?
I don't think we have to do anything different. I think we got to get in a rhythm. I think one thing is, we just haven't had many plays, and I think that's kind of been, daunting on us a little bit. So I think one thing is we just got to keep focusing on just execution, just like we do the whole game. I don't think the focus of the very first drive needs to be different than the rest of the game. Every game should be, how can I execute the best I ever can on this play? And that's what this game has to be as well, is just getting in a flow, getting in that rhythm, and being able to execute and go down the field.
Zach, you referenced after the Tennessee game that first touchdown drive, there was sort of a lift of tension after that because you guys hadn't scored the week before. You feel something similar in the first quarter, if you guys are able to have some success, would it lift anything off of you guys right now? Because this has been a very big topic of conversation lately.
Yeah, I'm sure. The goal is to start the game feeling relaxed and not feeling that tension from the start. And I don't even think it has to be a touchdown. I think in that game, we really felt it just hitting that 10-yard out for a first down on 3rd and long. It was just like, holy crap, we converted on a 3rd down. You know, we're finally moving the sticks. And so just moving the chains and having positive plays to start the game is what we need. You know, really what I think is killing us is the 7 plays a quarter. I mean, it's hard to do much when that's all you're having. And so we got to do a better job of taking advantage of our opportunities and being able to put something together.
Are you feeling that, or do you think that everybody's feeling that type of tension to, make something happen?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but the goal is to not, right? The goal is to go out there and play loose and to play free and to play ready to go, and maybe adjusting how we prepare for the game. Maybe something we do different in pregame to get everyone firing and ready to play football right from the first snap. Because that's when it matters most, and that's the focus. But I wouldn't say there's a stress to it. We can't give it more thought than it needs. We need to just go out there and play football.
When you go to work with John Beck,
Mm-hmm.
does he communicate with Mike LaFleur and Rob Calabrese and Matt Cavanaugh as far as a plan for what you need to work on, since he is your private quarterback coach, but he doesn't work for the Jets?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what's cool is John was part of the system, back when he played, and he's familiar with these guys. He's obviously close with our staff as well, so they're in communication all the time, and John hears my point of view, he hears the coach's point of view, so he has a good feel for what things we should work on when we get together, and I think that's what makes it so cool.
Is there any difference for you this week? I mean, this is the first time you're seeing a defense for the second time. Is that any different for you? Does it make it any easier?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I think just to an extent you've seen it, you've understood what the game atmosphere was like playing against these guys the first time. I would say it is a little interesting just because in college you don't really ever play a team twice, so it is, weird going into a game prep week and you already kind of know what they're going to give you. And, and you just rewatch some of the newer games that they've gone through and see what adjustments they've made and see how they play some things, see where they're, strong or weak in some areas. And then, you adjust according to how we did last time. So we have a lot of good things we need to fix. But, it is interesting kind of knowing, going into this past Monday, that we already kind of knew what we were going to get.
With man coverage, is it just picking a guy pre-snap, or is it, all right, I may go to this guy, but I gotta see what happens post-snap, or is it just, as again, like just picking who you want to go to pre-snap and just getting the ball to the receiver?
Yeah, depending on situation, of course, and then also depending on, if pre-snap for sure something's man coverage. We have reads, we have parameters. Whether it's 1, 2, 3 across the board. But it really comes down to if he doesn't win on his route, how can I progress and get to the second guy that's got man coverage, and can he win on his route? And how timing things work is, someone breaks sooner and then someone's breaking later down the field, so you can give both guys an opportunity. And so that's what's tough about man coverage is the disruption. I have to be able to hold on something a little bit longer, which might stress out the O-line a little bit more, just to give our receivers a little more time to work. And so it's exactly what the Patriots are trying to do.
Quick follow-up on that one. So when it comes to man coverage, obviously in NFL versus college, the windows are a lot smaller, right? So how much is it, all right, he's not as open and I might have to just throw him open, or is it just all right, what's that battle when it comes to that?
Yeah, I think it's understanding, when to take the risk or not, or also, the coverage as well. I think in man coverage, the DB has a hard time seeing the quarterback at times. They'll play techniques where they try and play off and they try and play with eyes in the backfield. But, if I play with good anticipation, I give my guys, the right balls. It really shouldn't be a 50-50 ball. It really should be, more to our advantage. Our receiver knows where he's going. I know where I'm putting it, and the DB now has to react to them. And it's going to be tight, but I just have to make a good throw, and they got to go up there and make a good catch.
Zach, the times I was here during training camp, I would have guessed that you and Elijah would have a terrific connection that we'd be watching unending for 10 years. I know he's had a couple of injuries, but what do you think it's going to take to really get him back in the mix as the playmaker he looked like he's on the way to becoming? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just time. That connection is going to be there, for a long time. And I told you the other day, I'm like, dude, just keep doing your thing. I'm going to get you the ball, And that's what's tough about playing quarterback is everyone's, why isn't he looking for him more? We have reads. It's not like I'm out there just saying, hey, where's so and so, and just throwing it up to him. We have parameters and reads, and so he's going to get his opportunities, and he's done a great job. He puts his head down and just goes to work every single day. So it's going to come for him. He's learning just like I am and just like everybody else is on the team. So he just got to keep going just like we all are, and he's going to be all right.
Do you care where he lines up?
No, definitely not. I mean, he's doing a great job where he's at. I mean, the dude is You know, freakish. He's got freakish talent. You know, he's got the ability to be really good.
Inside, outside.
You know, yeah, wherever he lines up.
Zach, I know there's the 24-hour rule, you know, you just flush it, it's gone. But as a competitor, how much do you, I don't know, want to prove that that was an aberration that last time against New England?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because every game I feel like I'm flushing it by Monday, you know, and same thing with New England. You know, everything doesn't go right, but what does you know, dreading about that or being mad about that game do? You know, you got another game that comes on you quick. So by Monday, even after the last New England game, I was you know, moving forward and looking forward to the next week. And you know, after this game, the same thing will happen. You know, win or loss. You know, good plays, bad plays, whatever. You know, you got to move on after 24 hours.
But just from
Last one here.
a self-evaluation standpoint, you just played this team a few weeks ago. So is this going to kind of like tell you where you're at, or help tell you? Will you be able to like kind of glean something off of how you perform on Sunday?
No, I would say just like it was the first time we played them, everything's a stepping stone. You know, we're building something here that's going to be, you know, special for a long time. When it's going to be super special, we don't know. You know, but all we have to focus on is one step at a time. You know, throwing those bricks down and getting better. You know, so I wouldn't say you can judge it that way. You know, I really judge myself on the decisions I'm making every single play. And if that play was the right decision to put the team in the best spot, and that's what this week is going to be about as well. How can I just put my team in the best positions to win this game? And after that, we're just going to keep getting better.